start with it. Who's gonna have?
I'm telling Emily she can start laughing now because she told me she was going to laugh when I cry. So, I haven't taught Seth. Not that I need this, believe me, but I haven't taught Seth as long as I've taught some of the others. But it has been wonderful teaching Seth. It's always fun to teach someone who quickly grasps concepts. It's always hard to say goodbye to. And to teach someone with Seth's sense of humor has been really a lot of fun. Seth, on the other hand, didn't seem to enjoy the experience quite as much as I did. Seth complained about every single thing we did. It was always, no one could do this, which I said earlier. This is impossible, nobody could do this, and I hate math. I think he told me that on a daily basis. Yep, and math is really fun, isn't it, Seth? I thought maybe, just maybe for once, but okay. So I'm going to talk a little bit about myself. When I was a kid, no, first I'm going to tell you about conic section. This is pretty funny. Conic section, this kind of summed up the whole year. And so in conic section, when we completed the square and we graphed and we solved things and asymptotes, I love asymptotes. We did asymptotes and yeah, okay. Seth kept all the way through this. This is impossible, no one can do this. Then he finished his test and he said, well, that was really easy. So yeah, and he got 102 or something on that test, yeah, okay, because he always got the bonus too. So now I'm going to talk about myself. When I was a child, my parents were very strict about my bedtime. Grandma, on the other hand, wasn't so strict. And so I'd go to Grandma's house and I'd pretend to fall asleep. And Grandma would say, oh, don't wake her, just let her sleep here. My parents would leave, I'd wake up, and we would watch the horse races on television. Cincinnati has a racetrack, or did in those days at any rate, called River Downs. And at 11:20 p.m., the races of the day were televised. So Grandma and I would watch the races and we would talk about how the handicapping went and all that stuff. And I'd always watch the races. And she gave me a game, and it was called the Kentucky Derby game. And all the horses in the game were actual Kentucky Derby horses. And I was fascinated with horse racing, especially the Kentucky Derby. And I never knew anyone who had a horse that was actually a racehorse until Seth. This was really exciting. A real live racehorse owner. And so he took off early one time and he left on Friday and he went and watched his horse race. And the horse won the race and I was really excited. And then he told me what he sold him for. I said, you went after a horse in a claiming race? So he did. He sold his horse and he's bought another one since then. But I was really concerned that someday Seth might not have a horse because he might enter it in another claiming race. So Seth, I want you to know that I spent last night putting glitter on that. Isn't that pretty? Okay. I want you to always have a horse. I think whoever made this one wasn't sure if it was a horse or a giraffe, but here is a horse. So no matter what happens, you always have a horse. Back in if you want your back.
I'll give the paper.
You can do the paper there, yeah. Hey, Emily and glitter, yes. We did academic fair projects. I have never had as much glitter in my room in my life. I made the mistake of bringing glitter from home so they could decorate your things. Yeah. Okay. All right. So every year the students do an academic fair project, and so Seth chose his this year to be on Kentucky Derby. And he did a lot of research, and he researched past winners to see what kind of stuff they had and who won. And he also researched the horses this year and looked at their ancestors and their siblings. He did a lot of what their siblings had done, and he looked at the who was training the horse, and did a lot of research, and he came up with the winner would be American Pharoah, which if you watch it, that's who won. Now, right before he said, I don't know, it's got a really bad pole position, but he went with American Pharoah, and American Pharoah won. Everyone else's I deleted, but I kept his because I wanted to see if he was right, and he was. And if you want to place a bet for the Belmont, he's going with Frosted to win the Belmont. You know that's the one that came in 4th in the Derby. So if you're going to place a bet, go with Frosted on that. So Seth, it has been, I'm going to cry again, so it's been a pleasure to teach you. I know you'll be successful in UK or anything else you want to do. And I want to say one more thing. When you're a successful horse trainer and you've got a horse in the Derby, get me tickets.